Hey guys, welcome to TS Tactical. Today we're going to be showing you how to set up a tarp using a trunk line, and for all intents and purposes this is just to simulate if you had to set up a tarp in windy conditions or as a shelter, things like that. So what we have here is an Integral Designs sill tarp. It's a 5x8 tarp, and this is what I personally carry with me in the truck wherever I'm going. This is my own personal tarp. I've had it for, about 2 years now. And just using some 550 cord and some simple knots, we're going to show you how to create a trunk line, string the tarp, and create your own shelter. Now, this is kind of a supplement to our Knot of the Week series. So what we're going to be showing you is a couple of different parts here, showing the various knots that you're going to use to string a trunk line first, and then we'll get into the basics of how to tie your tarp onto the trunk line as well as staking it into the ground. So the first part, we're going to demonstrate 2 knots, and those 2 knots are going to be used to string your trunk line. So we'll be right back, and I'll show you one of those first knots. Okay, so what we've got here is our first tree we're going to tie off to, and using a trunk line we're going to require 2 trees, and what I typically carry is a 30-foot section of paracord, and that will usually span the distance of most trees that are far enough apart where you'd want to build a shelter with the tarp. So, like I said, this is 30 feet of paracord, and our first knot is going to be a kind of a version of a slipped half hitch. And the purpose of showing you these knots is that when you string these up and you create your trunk line, we're going to show you in a way that you can simply remove it just by pulling. There's not going to be any complex knots, so when you get tension on this trunk line, it's going to be very easy to cut it away and take it down, but yet still be strong enough to support the weight of your tarp if it rains or anything like that. So anyway, the first line, you're going to come around your first tree, just like so, and you're going to create, like I was saying, a slipped half hitch. So pause with me for a second, I'll zoom in, and we'll start showing this first knot. Okay, so the slipped half hitch, you're going to come around your post, or whatever you're tying onto. It's very simple. You're just going to create a single hitch like this. Then your second hitch is just going to be a slipped hitch, like so. And that provides a very strong resistance against this and is not going to come out until you slip it to tie it away. So one more time, just a simple overhand knot to create your first hitch, just like so. Your second knot, you're going to come over and create a bite in the rope, just like this, and pull it through. Slide that up, and there's your half hitch, or your double half hitch, or 2 half hitches, kind of called a couple different things. I just call it a slipped half hitch. So, like I said, easy to cut away when you need to take down your shelter in a hurry. So now that we have this line, you can see that even pulling on this 550, it's not going anywhere, but yet it easily comes undone. So let me tie this one back up, and we'll move on to our next knot. Okay, for our second knot that spans the length of our trunk line, what we're going to do is come around the tree like this. We're going to have to tie some type of knot that holds the tension as well as is easy to be slipped out and taken down in a hurry. So to do that, we're going to tie a power cinch. If you pause with me for a second, I'll zoom in and show you exactly how to do that. Okay, the start of a power cinch, we have our line wrapped around the tree, and this is the working end of the rope. But what we're going to do is take the standing part, flip it around, just like so, creating a loop with your hand. You're going to need some slack on this, so basically, you're just twisting a loop, you're reaching inside the loop and pulling back. And that creates the first step of the power cinch. Now you have to be careful at this point because any tension you put coming this way is going to pull out the knot. So again, reach through, make a loop, and pull. Now the good thing about this is it's a tensioning knot. So while coming this way is going to release the knot, you just simply take your working end now, feed it through this loop, and running it backwards towards the tree will create a nice tension on this knot, and you can get this get this line as tight as you want. So let me flip around and I'll show you the second part of this power cinch and show you how to secure this. Okay, so what I like to do on the second part of the power cinch is to pull as tight as I'm going to get that good tension, hear the nice snap in the line, and what you're going to do is kind of hold that point right there at which it's sliding, come in here, create a bite, and create a slip knot. And that's just the first part. So what that'll do is it'll easily allow you to take it down. But just creating a slip knot like this, create a bite, come through, pull up and tighten, it's going to slip on you. Once you start getting some wind or some tension, it will slip out. So what I like to do is secure it with another slip knot. So I just take another bite in the working end, pull it up, and I'll hold this again just to keep it secure, and I'll take one of the sides of that first loop and just pull it tight. So what that does is it really locks that knot in there, and it's not going anywhere. But the good thing about that is that all you have to do is come through now with your working end and pull it right out, and it releases. And then once you get to this part of your power cinch where you created that first loop, I'll show you that real quick. All you have to do is just simply pull that and cut it away, and that comes out really easily too. So let me set this trunk line back up again, show you what the whole thing looks like, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now we've got our trunk line set up. There's our power cinch, and it's secured. Goes right across our trunk line to the other side where we've got our slipped half hitch. So now all we have to do to take this apart is come over to our power cinch side, pull, cut that away, come over to here, pull this out, and you can even step on this line. Let's try to do this one-handed here. Locate our knot. See, there's our knot. Pull that right out. Come over to the tree here. Pull out our half hitch, our slipped half hitch, and now the line is completely free and we can roll it back up and store it. Okay, so that wraps up video number 1, which is showing you how to tie the trunk line. Be sure to join us for video number 2 when we show you how to attach the tarp to the trunk line and some other various knots that'll help you along the way. Thanks for watching.